Today, I tried to sum up my feelings about selling my boat. Don't worry, I'm not selling the boat to leave the canals forever. I'm hopefully selling up to set up a sustainable future that will ensure that I'm out and about on the canals for many years to come. As you can see, my thoughts and feelings are so difficult to express that even a simple bit to camera on the towpath took me 12 takes and almost 15 minutes of recorded footage, and still I haven't actually used a single piece of what I said to camera in that moment. Yes, that's how long even a simple video can take to record. It is now just over a year since I first emptied the boat and released a short video saying that I was going to sell it and looking for a third boat and to see what the future held. And that was in November 2021, so I dragged my feet a little and convinced myself that I would put it up for sale properly in the spring the following year. Which I sort of did, but then I didn't. And it's been one of these issues that I've been struggling to, I suppose, really let go of the boat, but largely I feel that I'm being compelled to keep hold of the boat because there's so many factors at play since 2022 began. We've all seen the impact of inflation and the cost of living issues in many areas of life, but even disregarding all of that, I was already quite concerned and alarmed at the booming boat market and how much boats were being put up for sale for. And when I look at some of the larger boats out there and the money that's being asked for them, not only do I consider the struggles of paying out some of the asking prices, but also how I would feel about spending that much and then having that boat out there on what has been in recent years an unbelievably busy canal over the summer months, where my own boat has been hit and scratched and scraped multiple times, and I've found a little less of a, I don't know whether you'd describe it as a non-serene sort of environment, whereas obviously the busy summer months on the Llangollen Canal can be very, very busy indeed, but there's been a little bit more of an urgency, we'll say, as there's been many boats, both holiday boats and private boats, passing by at speeds that are far greater than I would consider courteous to moored up boats. This isn't just sour grapes from me because suddenly everybody's out enjoying the canals that I love so much. I'm the person who's always said that everybody should be out enjoying the natural world and getting back to the reality of grass under your feet as you wander around surrounded by nature. Instead, it's more a growing sense I have of a lack of respect in society as a whole, and this is something that might be a perception issue on my part based on anecdotal evidence, but I certainly feel that since 2020 there's been an acceleration in general antisocial behaviour of various degrees. And when I look at some people that I know on Facebook and their reports of petty vandalism and silliness, both on boats and on dry land, it does make me wonder what on earth is going on. And the idea of spending a lot of money and then having a boat out in a possibly decreasingly respectful society doesn't fill me with joy. And when I think that I myself in recent years have actually been the victim of a strange bit of vandalism where somebody took it upon themselves to stab 2 holes in my boat covers, one in the front, one in the back, it's again something that would concern me if I had a boat that was worth twice as much sat out there on the canal side. And then adding into that sense of, I don't know, a lack of trust maybe it's purely on my part, but adding in the fact that you've got the increase in boat licence cost and a licence that's based on a per foot basis, so as the boat gets bigger the price goes up, and obviously there's price increases to the licence every so often, and I don't know really, it doesn't fill me with joy, I'll say that much. And then similarly, when I look at smaller boats for sale and I can't believe how much they're going for. And I think now, if I had been looking to buy a boat at these prices when I was looking to buy my first boat 10 years ago, I simply would not have A, been able to afford it, or B, viewed it as a cheap way to get out and live in my own little world and my own little home. And I think that's something that is very important and very significant to think about, as I see people looking to get into boat life, and I think that they're probably looking at videos from previous years and trying to judge what their annual costs might be and how much this will cost, how much that will cost. And I think just a video from last year to this year would probably have some significant differences, because let me be totally honest with you here, I'm looking at the fuel going into the fire and I'm thinking, this is concerning. This is not something that I would consider a sustainable issue with a prolonged cold winter. So let's keep our fingers crossed for the milder weather. I know that I'm probably sounding overwhelmingly negative about the world here, and that's certainly not how I feel when I'm going about my day-to-day life and running around in these rural beauty spots. But there's also got to be some degree of basic truth and realism about how you look around society now and think, do you feel that things are better or worse than they were 5 years ago? Because I feel that, again, maybe it's purely a perception issue. I feel that I know what a lot of people's answers would be. Now, moving forwards, I think that for at least the next few years I might end up with a smaller boat as I figure out whether or not my other half will come onto the canals full time, or whether something that we've actually considered as well is maybe getting a caravan and a boat and splitting our time between the two. But all of that stuff to worry about next year. It's definitely a springtime thing, I think, personally. So as I try to weigh up what on earth to do, whether to sell the boat or whether to try and live on it and completely gut it and start again from the inside out and live on with my nostalgic memories of the wonders of buying a second boat and having a second chance at life on the canals, or whether I end up selling up and finding myself on a completely different and bigger boat despite everything I've said. Well, time will tell, my friends, but the important thing is that we all enjoy as much of this beauty and as much of the wonderful world around us while we can. I suppose, my friends, that this video, because of my failure to record the clips I actually wanted to record to camera out and about on the canal, has descended into me showing you clips from my previous video from sailing up, and when I thought that the boat was going to be long gone at this point. Here we are, 1 year on. My goodness me, I absolutely love the Ark. Until the next time, my friends, please do consider helping me out by checking out my short Kindle books about boat life. There's also a paperback collection. And until the next time, have a fantastic day. Keep it interesting, keep it boat worthy, and of course, my friends, farewell.